You have a spiritual support system available to you at any moment. These are your spirit guides, and they are here to help make your earthly journey not only easier, offering you support, guidance, affirmation, and solutions. But in order to connect with your spirit guides, there are a few things that you need to know. So today in this video, I'm going to share with you some of the lessons that I learned growing up in a family of intuitives and how these lessons you can apply to your life to start to build a relationship with your divine support system. So in this video today, I'm going to share some stories, some tools, some tips to help you develop a direct relationship with your spirit guides. So before I go any further, hi, I'm Sonia. I'm a fourth generation intuitive, and I teach you how to plug back into your innate divine self, your intuition. So if you're new, welcome. So happy to have you here. If you're returning, welcome back. Don't forget to hit subscribe. As I offer new videos every single week. And today we are talking about one of my favorite subjects, spirit guides. So I grew up in a family where we talked about spirit guides all the time. We talked about the ways that our spirit, that our guides that were helping us. And the more that we can start to acknowledge and pay attention to these subtle clues and ways that our guides are guiding us, the more that we can move into mastery. Spirit guides, as my mom would say, often don't speak English. So they usually speak in signs, in symbols, in little, almost like a bread trail crumb that you follow. Now, the first principle and rule of spirit guides is that you have to ask for help. Your spirit guides will never overwhelm your free will. So the first question is, how guidable are you? It's not about just wanting help from your spirit guides. It's also about making decisions that actively invite your guides to co-create with you. And we make that decision centered in our heart space. That is our heart. And we have a clear request of something that we want help with, and let ourselves be open and guideable. That is when we can actually accept their help. Now, for example, when growing up, one of the things that I remember when I was actually traveling in Chile by myself many, many moons ago, I took a bus from Santiago to a small town. I took this bus. I was traveling by myself. I had a backpack full of my computer, my passport, my cash, everything that was important. I had my backpack underneath the bus, and I had a bag full of just extra different things. Now, I do know no Spanish whatsoever. And so as soon as this bus pulled into the edge of town, I was so anxious about getting off the right stop that I grabbed my bag that was sitting next to me, got off the bus, got my backpack. And as the bus started to pull away, I realized that I had left my backpack with every single important thing on it, on the bus. It pulls away. I go tearing after this bus at fast as speed as I possibly can. And of course, it rounds the corner and disappears. Now, my first thought was explicit, right? I'm like, I'm in this tiny town. So the next thing I did was follow this principle. Now, my mind was like, your backpack is gone. So I did the next thing. I genuinely asked my spirit guides for help. I was like, help me, help me, help me. Now, where my mind would have told me it was impossible, I decided, all right, I'm going to be available for guidance. So my next logical thought was, I'm going to take the bus, or I'm going to take a cab to my hostel, and there maybe I can explain the situation and that will help. So I flag a cab, and in Chile, they have basically what is like an Uber ride share, where there's shared taxis. So a taxi pulls over, and the first gentleman is like, have my little translator. I need help. I need to go to this place. He's like, I'm going this way. No. So first one gone, fine. So I wave down another cab, and in the front seat is this gentleman, and the driver is gentleman, me in the back. And I put my stuff in the back, and I just let out this big exhale. And interestingly enough, the gentleman in the front seat turns around and he says, something troubling you. And I'm like, what? You speak English? And I was like, I accidentally left my backpack on the bus with all of my important documents in it, and I'm looking for a miracle. And he says, lucky for you, I'm a pastor and I am really good at helping with miracles. I'm going to help you. And so he communicates to the taxi driver. The taxi driver drives to the bus station. He gets out. This gentleman who's this pastor goes to the desk. He explains the situation. 2 minutes later, we are back in the cab with the bus pulled over to the side of the road, where I board the bus, get my backpack, and as I look down to exit the bus, on the ground, I find an American penny. Now, in my family, pennies were something that my papa used to flip to us and say, "In God we trust." This is a symbol that my spirit guides are working. So finding that penny on the way out was a affirmation, a sign that my spirit guides were at work in helping me get this backpack. Now, when I got back into the cab, and I am so grateful, what's interesting is the pastor was like, I was talking to the taxi driver, and he usually does not like more than one person in his car. But he had a hit. His own intuition told him to pull over, which then orchestrated this gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous solution that were my guides for help. So first, I genuinely had a clear request for help, and I was available to be guided, to be helped by my spirit guides that allowed for all of this to come together. Second thing that I always learned in my family and really connecting to your spirit guides is that we have to raise our own frequency, which means we have to raise our vibration. The higher our vibration is, the closer it is to the language and the world of spirit. That's why some people who have a very high vibe, they get hits, guides, nudges all the time. So a super simple practice to even anchor in is name what you love. Name what you love out loud. I love music and cooking and playing. I love creating. I love deep conversations. I love good underwear. I love adventure. Notice how your vibration shifts as we start to name the things that we love. Our guides are connected. This is our heart space. We raise our vibration by being intentional, by naming what we love, by being curious. This helps to connect these two different worlds. Speaking of, I am going to be teaching a workshop on how to connect and communicate with your spirit guides for 50% off my normal price on March 23rd at 9 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Central, 11 a.m. Central, which would be 5 p.m. UK. This is going to be a deep dive. So check out the description box below and sign up for this life-changing workshop on how to communicate and connect with your spirit guides, because it is a language and a relationship that I will say has brought me more joy than anything. So as you're saying, ask your guides for help. 2, anchor into your heart space. 3, the big thing with our spirit guides is that we have to pay attention. Your spirit guides will speak to you in the present moment. These might be a song that comes on the radio. This might be something that somebody says perfectly. This might be something that drops in that might surprise you. I remember another beautiful story of when I was connecting with my spirit guides. My family was going through a really tumultuous time, and I was confused on where to ask for help. So I genuinely, again, a direct request, spirit guides, I need help. And I was driving home, Lakeshore Drive, while I am listening to NPR. I am in a tuned state. I am curious. When the beautiful monk, Matthew Hashad, who came in, he is a Buddhist meditation teacher, who came in, and his message on that radio show was exactly for me. It was all about letting go and forgiveness and curiosity. That was the exact message that I needed to hear. Your spirit guides will often use other people as ways to communicate messages to you. So if something pops in that resonates in your whole body, that is a message from your spirit guides. Don't overthink it. This is something that we can often get into the mix. We go into the woulda, coulda, shoulda. Is that for my spirit guides? It's not. Pay attention to how it resonates in your body. For me, with both these things, it resonated throughout my entire body as something that resonated as true. Know that your spirit guides are working with and for you all the time. So I hope that this video shared some different beginning tools on how to connect with your divine support system. Like I said, we have to be guideable. And one of the beautiful ways that I'm so excited with this workshop is you will also get my free a guided meditation as a bonus for free, which is all about how to connect and get a message from your spirit guides in present time. We have to create the space to listen, to be curious, because if our mind is chatting all the time, we're going to miss all of the ways that not only our intuition guides us, but our spirit guides are here to help. So I hope that I see you on the workshop on March 23rd. I cannot wait to see you there. Check out the description box below. And as always, don't forget to sign up for my mailing list. I give you tools, ways to help and support you every single day. Grab my spiritual toolkit with a meditation and also workbook, because, just like anything, the more that we practice with consistency and show up to these relationships, it's just like the earth plane. It's a mirror. The more that we water, attend, nurture these relationships, the more guidable, the more that we'll get our guidance, the more that we'll feel our guides connect with us day to day. So don't be afraid to ask for help and expect good things. Sending you all my love. See you next week. Bye.